Hi, this is Dr. Archibald. This is 3.3 View and Do, Bildscoffs and Scene. So you're listening to this Jing here. Write a one-page response, about 300 words, where you say what you learned from reading and listening to this Jing, the of the section below, and how you might implement these ideas in your own paper. Post your response to the text box of D2L for this View and Do. So, scene, its components. Note, what can be transmitted to the reader best by a scene? Identify the scenes that make up your story in your essay. A scene includes who, what, where, when, what people said, and even what people said they thought at the time, using interior monologue. A scene occurs in a particular place, where usually the narrator and one or more others are there, the who, at a particular time, when something happens, the what. People converse, dialogue, or captured conversation. Sometimes someone thinks about something, interior monologue. With these elements change, when these elements change significantly, it may be a new scene. Note 2, as I've been saying from the beginning of the course, I want you to read these essays from a writer's point of view. A writer reads an essay like Bildscoff's The Trick, Notes Toward a Theory of Plot for techniques she can use to write her essay. Since you are enrolled in a college writing class and all of you are writers and should assume the identity of a writer when approaching the course readings. When you read like a writer, pay attention to the effects the writer's language has on you. Language has particular effects on us. It can make us angry, it can make us wonder, it can make us laugh, etc. One of the most important things language can do is to make us feel the emotion, because emotion gets us involved with what the writer is writing so we can read on. It's logical then to assume that if you can evoke emotion in the reader, then your writing will be read and will be a successful you will be a successful writer, at least in that sense. But here is a general mystery as to how emotion is evoked in a piece of writing. I'm from the school that emotion is evoked when the writer uses concrete nouns, strong verbs, and few, if any, adjectives, and by putting readers securely in time and space, so that they can see bodies in motion. Bildscoff definitely employs these techniques in this selection from her essay, The Trick, Notes Toward a Theory of Plot. At Le Bâton Hiver, I'd ask him if he wanted to hear my theory of plot. It wasn't mine exactly. It belonged to a professor I loved, and therefore, before him, thousands of others. But I wanted to say something that sounded smart. There are two strands, I said. I cut my crab cake in half to make my point. What happens and also what the person thinks about what happens, the more interesting part. He got quiet. When I asked him what he was thinking, he said he was just trying to take in the atmosphere, the Marylandness of it. Then he wrapped his fingers around his water glass and said he was thinking about how he would think about this afternoon later on. So the narrator is trying to find a way to engage her dinner partner. She makes an intellectual gambit. Did he want to hear her theory of plot? But this is personal, deeper when she admits, deeper than she admits, because she adds, I wanted to say something that sounded smart. With this confession, we are suddenly in a more intimate relationship to the writer, and you can see how the emotion sort of gets transferred here. With this confession, we are suddenly she begins to tell the man her theory of plot and makes it concrete with the beat, I cut my crab cake in half to make the point. So there's a physical sort of stuff we're brought to the scene, to the kind of the physicalness of being at the dinner table. Then we are focused on what she sees him doing. He got quiet. So she's kind of chagrined and he gets quiet. And the scene ends with a summary back and forth. I asked, he said, the beat, then he rapped his fingers, and finally and said he was thinking. She seems to have failed to impress him by the end and is put off. The plot is stalled. The scene shows how her best laid desires or plots can go awry. Okay? So post your response to this, and also consider writing about a scene in your piece where you go from how you show the emotion, okay? You don't tell us exactly what your character is feeling, but you show us what you're feeling through physical details. Okay, so that's the point here of writing a scene. Something happens, somebody says something, we feel something, emotions get kind of demonstrated and performed. Okay? All right, thanks. Bye.